Hey guys, Mike from Pattern Traders. Let's chat strictly about BTC and why I'm short biased. I'm not telling you that I'm bearish by any means or bullish. I'm just short biased. I have my swing leverage trades will not close. I have Ethereum from 300, Litecoin from 60, and BTC from 16,000. I'm not closing that because I want to see a blow off top. When I see a blow off top, I will close those specific trades. As of right now, why I am short biased. I'm gonna make this video quick. I promise you guys. So we had a beautiful high over here, right? So let's just talk about structure bias, strictly structure bias. Forget about oscillators, forget about everything else, right? We have an impulse down, we have another impulse down, right? So you see how the impulse moves down and getting smaller and smaller, which means that a range is about to break out. So impulse down, impulse down. This is the level that threw us down, right? So we made a high. Let's talk about this. Okay, so we were under this level over here, jerked around a little bit, then we broke above it, and then we created a high. That high got swept. It led to an impulse down. Minimum 15% move. What was that? Yep, 15% move. Beautiful. Now this level becomes a significant area of interest, right? Because we swept it and it led to an impulse down. This impulse down, to me, broke local market structure right now, right? Now, but what does that mean? Because we technically deviated back above it. So this was our previous local structure, right? I'm not going to go all the way back to where we were, but you could tell, right? We went up, created a high, came down, created a low, and then we were just ranging in between here. We went up, back down, went up, back down, and then we made an impulse move up that got shorted, and then we came back down to this area, and then we deviated under the original low. From the original low led to the nuke up, right? The impulse up, I'm sorry. The impulse up. So now this specific area becomes an area of interest, right? So we took a lot of liquidity down here because we kind of tapped this structure over here. So if we tap this structure over here, a simple OB from here to here will tell you that you had a good long opportunity down here. Cool, awesome. If you caught it, congratulations, that's a beautiful long. Now, since we deviated down here, let's just say that we made a new area of interest at 19.4 and change. Makes sense, right, guys? Because we swept this high, and then we dumped. Hope we don't dump now, because hold on, guys. I gotta. Let me position my shorts correctly. 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sitting in shorts from up here, so I wanted to put my stop losses back to break even in case they go back out. All right, so you understand why this specific area is an area of interest for me, right? So now, ask yourself, are we bullish or bearish? Obviously, we're bullish. Two reasons. One, the microcycle is bullish. That just actually triggered about 10 hours ago at 1 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't usually go against the cycles. If the cycle is bullish, it's bullish. More likely than not, when the algo tells me it's bullish, it's got at least a 70 to 75% win rate. So why would I go against it? It's better than I am, right? So that being said, we have ascending supports. Nothing bullish, nothing bearish about ascending supports, guys. Anyone that you ask, this is bullish, right? You don't short a structure like this. You wait for the breakdown, and then you short the retest. Don't be a hero, right? Don't be stupid like I am. But don't forget, I'm shorting from up here. I had originally gotten it from up here, so I don't really care if this thing comes up here, retests this level, and then dies. I'm not getting rid of my shorts because there's a really good probability that I did catch the top of a massive move down. So why take the chance and sell it? I don't care if it stops me out. I'm not going to lose money. I'm just going to lose out in profits, right? Because I didn't close all my shorts down here. I only closed partial. That being said, I'm not shorting this over here. There's no reason for me to short this if my algo is telling me that it has a micro bullish structure, right? Anyway, cycle, sorry. So ascending supports, very bullish. Now, take your fib level from down here, because don't forget, guys, this was the impulse down, the SFP impulse down, right? Take your extension, you take your swing low to your swing high on the micro. This is a micro perspective now, this isn't a macro, and create your nice extension, right? And just look at your extension at all the levels that it respects and whatnot. Take off log, because log is disastrous, man. I don't like trading on log. All right, so where are we right now? We tapped at 0.26 pretty beautifully. We went back down, we bounced off to 618, which is That's logically what's supposed to happen. Usually you're supposed to get rejected by the 2.2, and then you're supposed to tap to the 1.6, and then go back on, right? So basically reject over here, go back down, and go back up. That's what happens in a normal, non-manipulative, algo-driven market, right? So we actually went a little deeper than I was expecting. We hit the 1.27. We did a V bottom, and I was strictly going back up, slow grind back up. What am I anticipating right now? We get above this area right here, the 9596. I really do think that we're going to go straight for the 20,005s and the 20,002s. I can't see us going for another sweep up here. We already swept to the highs. We go out. We get anywhere above 9596. We're going higher. We're breaking all-time highs. Again, we're not gonna reject a third time. This is not gonna be a little game where we're gonna keep doing this and keep going up. No, this is gonna impulse up for sure. Confident. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but that's how I'm going to play. That's how I'm going to play it, right? So now it makes sense. You guys see how visually the fibs work? These are the two levels. Now, if you take the fibs from a local structure, get rid of this, local structure. Now, what I mean by a local structure, I'm talking about a like 15 to 30 minute time frame. I'm not going to use the bottom wick. I want to use the higher wick because this to me looks like manipulation to its finest. So I'm going to use this wick. You can use either or, right? So now, what levels do we have over here? We have the 19.5 or the 19.7. So don't ignore this possibility of this taking place. Do not ignore that with the wick purpose. We get a candle close above 9.5, 9.6. We're going to go up here. We're definitely going for those levels. Definitely going to smash right through this. So probably more like this right here. Right? If we get a candle above. So now if you want to include the manipulation candle, because some people like to be very precise with their fibs, go for it. Let's see what we get with the manipulation candle, right? Again, same levels. 9.5, most important level for us to break. And then we break that. We're not stopping here, guys. We're not stopping here. There's no way. We're not going to stop. We're not going to get a third wick at this area. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to have a third wick and then die? No. We're going to go for this right here. Again, this structure. So if we get above here, boom, boom. And then from here, probably most likely something along those lines. Right? Anyway. Now that makes sense to you guys. You guys all make it's visually appealing to you. How bullish we are. Awesome. Now, get rid of everything. So, my level of interest, right? This is how I'm playing it. You guys can tell me that I'm bearish, I'm bullish. No, I'm just playing what I see, man. I like money. I don't like taking chances. People on Twitter might be playing with $15, man. I'm trying to make a living off this, so I'm only taking safe trades. I'm not trying to be a hero. To me, this is a deviation, swept, nuke, which means that supply keeps coming in over here, man. Right? Supply keeps coming in. Come on, dude. Like, if we had our first nuke, then we had a deviation. We had a second nuke down here. After we swept the high, why am I being bullish at this level over here? Can this break? Yeah, dude, it could. But the probability, in my eyes, of it breaking are low. So I'm going to bet that it's not going to break. Again, I'm not shorting this level. I'm not shorting. I'm going to repeat this. I am not shorting this level. I am short from up here. There's no reason for me to short this. Why? Because if I have to short this, for example, this is what I'm gonna have to do. Right? And then we're gonna target 1. And where's my CME? Where was my CME? CME was down here. 2. Right? That's black. 2. So that's what I'm targeting. If I'm shorting that, that's what I'm targeting. Target number 1. Right? And then target number 2. And then assuming that this structure holds, right? This whole structure holds. Go back up. Do a retest at probably this level because this was the impulse up. Right? Do a retest over here. And then go back down and flip. If we get back onto 18.6, we're not going to go back above it for a very long time. I'm confirming that. I'll bet anything that if we get back onto 18.6, we're not going back up for a very long time. Put it that way. 18.6 is like the main. That's why I wanted to scalp long it last night, but unfortunately, it didn't hit my bids. It went to 18. I don't know what this was. 18.8 before the microcycle. I even told you guys the microcycle is going to kick in at 1 a.m. If we get an impulse down to 18.6, I'm scalping longs because the microcycle is going to probably push us back up. But unfortunately, it stopped at 18.8, so I didn't get into it. So I'm not in scalp longs. So that's how I would play this level if I were to short here. But look at that. I'd have to use this as my invalidation. It's too far away from me. I don't like it. I don't take risky trades like that. Now, let's look at where my Monday low and my weekly opens down there. Yeah, no, doesn't help me. Too far away. TMA bands, we've been riding them since yeah. Let me see the 4 hour. Did we retest the 4 hour? Yeah, we retested it. How's the 1 hour look? The 1 hour. I'm talking about oscillators now, guys. The 1 hour. See, there's too much room here, man. We need to tap this. We need to tap this. I need to see a reaction off this. I need to. I want to see it. I'll be more comfortable in shorts if I see a reaction off this. We deviate and then we go back under this. I want to see that. When the bands are like this, where they have a big gap. Look, when the bands are like this, where they have a gap up here and a gap down here, right? This whole thing's a gap. And this whole thing up here is a gap, and this whole thing down here is a gap, right? This is your main area of interest. This is your main area of interest up here. When there's a gap like this, it's chop fest, man. It's chop fest, guys. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you want to be a hero and predict where this is gonna go? Awesome. You want to go all in? God bless. Where's my TWAP? TWAP still bullish. I was on micro. Indecisive, bro. It doesn't even give me any information. Liquidity, 1 hour. Let's see what my liquidity is. 9.6. It's kind of high, man. That's kind of high. Oof. I don't want to see it get up there. 9.69. 9.6 I could do, but 9.69 is a little high. Yeah, you see how we tapped the 50 1 hour and then we dumped? We didn't really dump, but we went down. Yeah, that's the next level of interest, the 1 hour. Usually, guys, the main moves come from the 1 hour. So just look at the liquidity indicator. Those of you who don't have it, hit me up. I'll give you access. The 1 hour liquidity usually has been catching every single top. Not every, but majority of the tops and majority of the bottoms. The 1 hour is your go-to, more likely than not. And then if you want to scout the 15-minute, 50 to 50. All right, liquidity is good. Look at the 1 hour liquidity, 16.9. Unfortunately, it's kind of high for me, but what are you gonna do? Trend bars, bullish. 4 hour bullish, way bullish. This is a very bullish white. 12 hour, well, black into white. I'm just gonna say indecisive. Black into white, indecisive. 30-minute, indecisive. Yeah. Indecisive, guys. That doesn't help me at all. Alright, oscillator wise now. Let's talk about oscillators. So now you see the level that I'm interested in. Also, just take your fib level real quick and just do this. Just so you have it on your chart. 1 hour. What am I doing? What did I just do right now? No, my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I meant to do it from the macro structure. Take it from up here. Take it down here. Put it over here. So now, what are we looking at? We're looking at there's liquidity over here, right there, and likely we might go back up here or go back up here and then die, right? Wick to wick, right? And that's actually matches up with my 1 hour, right? Yeah, look at that. Beautiful confluence. I'm going to probably throw some bids there. 0.86 plus the liquidity level. Yeah, that's a good possibility. Good probability of it fucking dumping. Sorry that I cursed. Okay, cool. Good to know. See what happens when I do analysis? Alright, now, let's look at indicators, guys. So, most importantly, the signal line on. I'm gonna go from top to bottom, okay? Top to bottom. Wait, actually, let's see the CME gap. Yeah, man. It'd be so lovely if we just roll over, fill the gap, and then carry on. Anyway, let's look at indicators. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Okay, hold on. Let's see. You guys don't mind if I get rid of all this, right? Actually, I'll keep it because you need to... Oops. We're already 15 minutes in, guys. I'm going to try to conclude this in 5 minutes. Alright, so we had an RSX crossing the 2-day. Going up for a retest. We had red dots on the 2-day. The reason why I'm looking at the 2-day, not the weekly, but also let me open up the buys and sells. Alright, so you guys get an idea. The reason why I'm looking at the 2-day, not the weekly, because it's what are we right now? We're at Thursday. We have a long time for the weekly to close, so I don't even care. We have 2 dots on the DMX. Usually 3 dots call a trend. So one more pokey will pretty much hammer it. Only problem that I'm having and I'm seeing right now is if I'm looking at the DMX, I'm gonna bring this up a little bit so you guys can see it closer with the price action. Let's get rid of these circles. The only reason that I'm a little complex is because the DMX doesn't really reject off thin air. So these lines, you know what? Let me get rid of this real quick. Let me minimize this so you get an idea. All right, these lines, what this indicator is John can't trade off price action. He's a visual guy. He's a math major. It's all numbers to him. It's all statistics. So he created a statistical support and resistance structure visually for bands, and everything derived from this specific indicator, the DMX, which is not public yet, but it will be at the end of the year, hopefully within the next couple of months, maybe 2-3 months. I don't know when he's going to release it. It has a formula that tells you where the support, where the buy zones are ahead of time. So, for example, on the 2-day, you see how we always reject off bands? Well, not anywhere, any time frame. We always use the bands as rejection, no matter what happens. We don't just reject off thin air. If you do happen to reject off thin air, it's because you have an algo fire, dark red. We don't have an algo fire over here, dude, and we don't have a band next to us. It's pretty high, right? So the main dumps always come from like a band or an exhaustion. You don't just randomly just flip down. You don't. Like right here, for example, we got rejected here. We came down just to find support, and we went up and made an impulse move up, right? Which was this whole structure over here. So what I'm trying to tell you is orange, the 2 orange lines, see these? That's my mid zone. 20,000.4 and 21,000.4. See that mid zone? It's telling you that if let me get rid of this also. I'm gonna make this as simple as I can to you guys because this is one of my favorite indicators. Get rid of my signal that I use for price prediction on a higher time frame. Yeah, and on a macro it works very well too, but the sauce here is for macros. So that's your RSI. Right, not really an RSI, but let's just consider it an RSI. It's a modified RSI. So let me do one more thing. There we go. Now you can see it better, right? Algo is dark red. You could see that. Makes sense. Okay. Now the orange bands, this little band structure that we have here that's filled, is your mid zone. Your mid zone is going to be your support and your resistance. If you're above it, you're bullish. If you're under it, you're bearish. That's just the way it is. There's no argument. Those are the laws of this indicator, right? The rules of the indicator. Look how far away it is from us. So even if we reject here, we're most likely going to bounce off this to go up and retest it. For us to have a structural break, we need to get slapped by a band. That's just the way it is. The way supports and resistances take place. You need to get slapped by a band. You need to. It's just the way it works. Otherwise, you're going to keep digging around until you find support or resistance, and then you get slapped, right? That's just the way it works. Now, look at the... Let me get rid of this. Makes sense, right? That we still have a lot of room. Oops. Hold on. Okay. This makes sense that we still have a lot of room to go, right? Now, look at the resistance line, which is the red line. That's your sell zone. Right, 21 to 32,000. The top of the sell zone is 32,000. The bottom of the sell zone is 21,000, which is the red line, which matches up with the mid. So no matter what happens, guys, no matter what happens, if we get an impulse up, we're not going to break the middle plus. When you get the red line and the orange line to collide like this, it's pretty much like your hammer. You're not going to get above the red line. It's going to be impossible. It's just going to be impossible. See these? You don't get above them. You don't get above them. Especially if you have the mid and the red together, which means that 21,000 should be absolute max within the next maybe week or so if we happen to get an impulse up. We're not going to break that. That's probably going to be the hammer that's going to knock us down. You break the bottom green zone, which is the buy zone, right? You break that, you're going to end up coming somewhere down here, which is probably going to be anywhere between like 14 and 15,000. So if you go onto your higher time frame, let's go onto your weekly. Weekly has 2 dots. Remember, 3 dots cause a completion to a trend, right? You have a sell signal. If the weekly closes anywhere sub 18.3, right? That's an S&P 18.3, 18.4, whatever that is. It's the game is pretty much concluded. But you understand what I'm saying, right? So anyway, on the weekly time frame, we're still right on the top of the band. We're bullish. You see how we ride up. We're bullish until we get back inside. Then the retest is your main short. This is what we always want to do, right? Get back inside the bands, and then your main short will be this. This is the safest short. You cannot lose. The probability of this is like 85% to 90%. You cannot lose when you short. When you exit the bands, come back in and you reshort you short the retest. You do not lose. You don't go for a third retest, man. You know, if you go for a third retest, it's because you're going for a dip. But if you already have the dip on the first one, it's game over, right? If you already have it. We don't have a div yet, bro. So that's why I'm still contemplating that the blow-off didn't happen yet, right? I'm being realistic, guys. I'm not here to say, oh, we're bullish or bearish. I'm being realistic. This is going to be a beautiful short once you get that retest. Anyway, so look at the buy zone, 13,000 to 15,000. So green is 15,600, and then gray is 13,500. So assuming once we get back down here and we bounce, then we go back up and you short this, I want you to have bids at the green zone. This is your weekly time frame, so it's going to take like about a month to play out, right? About a month, give or take. Go to your 2-week. How does 2-week look like? Ooh, so bullish. We're completely out of the bands. Monthly, let's go to your Bitstamp. Get rid of all these notes. Buy zone 4,000 to 12,000. You know why it's so big? Because the gray is 4,600. See, okay, let me just explain something to you. Whenever we get a structural break, right? I'm just drawing random lines, guys, right now. Just bear with me. Okay, just bear with me. Obviously, this is the new range that we're gonna play with for the time being, meaning like right here, right? This is the new range, for example, that we're gonna be in until we break out. So when we do happen to get a structural break, right? Go out of the bands, come back in, and have your retest with the div, right? Retest with div. We're bullish right now. We're out of the bands, guys. But if we do happen to get a structural break and we come down here, we always revisit the green zone. Always. There's no other way around it. You revisit the green zone. The bottom of the green zone today is 4,600. The top of the green zone is 12,500. So you can obviously see that the 12,000 mark will hit. I'm telling you, it's gonna hit. Right? Or up, then down, then up, right? Whichever way. The longer it takes for us to come down here, the higher these bands move. But they're on a monthly basis, right? So it takes a long time to move them. So by the time these things get up, it might be 13,000. Right now it's 12,500, but it might end up being 13,000. Anyway, it makes sense, guys, right? Now, from a micro perspective, the bands, let's see what they're telling us. See, three dot pattern. 3-dot pattern is the top, always ended up being an impulse move down, and now we're waiting for it. Again, another 3-top pattern. 3-dot top. The way they work is they have to be red, black, red. It can't be like this over here. Even though it looks beautiful like a 3-dot pattern, it technically isn't because it's kind of far away. You could assume it is, but it's got a low probability of it panning out. These are not 3-dot patterns at all. So it's got to be red, black, red in a row. Red, black, red, red, black, red, red, black, red. It calls tops. It's beautiful. It works like literally like majority of the time. So let's go to your 12 hours. See what the 12 hours is showing us. We have no dots. I mean, guys, we could easily poke back up. Talking about strictly the oscillators, not looking at price action right now. Okay, you guys get an idea of how this works. So I'm going to get rid of this now. Let's go to the indicators that we currently have. Now, where are we with this? All right, where are we with this? Again, let's make our argument that that's a deviation. make the argument that this is a deviation with an SFP, right? Come on, you pendejo over here, Dick. What the hell's going on, man? Right there. Oh my Jesus Christ. I have Magnet on, so bear with me. Anyway, you got an idea. This is the deviation supposedly with the SFP if you're bearish, right? And now we're retesting that zone. Now look at the oscillators. We have a clear. Yo, this was beautiful, guys. I've been accumulating this for months. I know I have ADD, guys. I'm sorry. I just saw how this is beautiful. If this thing hits $18, I'm selling the majority of my position. All right, back to this. I'm sorry, guys. So, we are currently using the signal line of support that's bullish on the 12-hour. The Stoke is curling. Let me go to the regular one because you guys don't have the swing. There we go. Over under. Currently waiting for a red dot to appear like this. 12-hour red dot. I want the 12-hour red dot. I know this whole thing was a red dot over here, guys, right? This whole move, but don't forget this was an impulse up, right? We made an impulse up. We're not going to make an impulse up right now, guys. We already broke the pivot. See, this was the original breakout pivot that led us up. We made a head over here, and then we had a bull impulse up. We already broke that. This move over here, remember when I tell you guys when we do an impulse up, just look for the bounce on the gray one. It's the easiest long that you could possibly do, right? This was an easy long if you play the oscillators because you're always going to get a bounce off the gray, but we broke pivot. So to me, this is a retest. Daily is bullish. See how we curled out, right? Now we're going to probably try to go and get resistance and get slap or resistance by these two bands. Let's take the swing back off. Yeah, we have a lot of room, guys, unfortunately. Let's see. 2-day curled back up. 3-day curled back up. 4-day curled back up. But guys, let's talk about how even though they're all curls, right? Don't forget, if we get a behavior like this where we cross down, up, in, that's going to be your main short for the whole structure. Don't forget, guys, RSX crosses, they're not to be taken lightly. I always preach this, right? So let's start running your weekly. Yeah, we still have we have a lot of room. We're still pointing up, right? Go to your 5-day. 5-day still pointing up. 4-day is trying to curl down. It's using it as support. I hope it doesn't, because if this thing bounces, it's going to be a massive move. And I don't want to see that. Let me see. 3-day. 3-day already crossed. That's a beautiful indication that our first top is in. Right? Similar to how we did over here. Right? So now, don't compare the move up here, guys, because this was we were just starting out over here. We have already moved insanely far, so we are not here. We're not here. This is not going to happen, right? So let's assume that we're somewhere on this area over here, where if we do happen to go down to get a bounce, that could be a beautiful short, right? Give or take. So that's your 3-day. We're already crossed down. Let's look at the 2-day. See how we're curling? I don't like that. We're already crossed down. This is indecisiveness. I don't even know what to make of this. 12 hours still pointing. Yeah, there's too much chop, man. You see, when BTC chops, the oscillators look like shit. I'm being honest. They look like shit, right? Like a tiny little head was put in place over here. So now what are you looking for? You're looking for exhaustion for it to flip back down. 1 hour. Yeah, guys, the oscillators are not telling me much, man. They're not telling me much. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me turn on swing mode. 4 hour. Oof, that's about to curl up. Yeah, I don't know. Oscillators are not doing me justice right now, guys. too much of a choppy price action. Go back to my regular. This is obviously needs to get filled. This gap is pretty big. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Based on price action, due to the fact that we are at the resistance area, and based off the cycles, the macro cycle, I'm short-sighted. But when it comes to oscillators, I don't have a read. At least I'm being honest with you guys, right? Right? At least I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not here to freaking tell you guys that I'm some kind of, you know, like this gap has me concerned. So it's a concerning gap. That's a pretty far daily move. So either this has to hit it and go up, or this has to come down. For this to come down, that means that we're going to chop around here and also going to fly for the next couple of days. Likely than not, it's not going to happen. It's more likely that it's going to go up, right? So, weekly. The only thing that I can tell you guys looks beautiful from everything is this. See this? What does that look like to you? A left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And they both have algo fires. That's beautiful. Now look at the bigger picture with the actual, with Bitstamp that has a lot of data from the previous bull run. Right? Similar to this, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And then we died and we made a bottom. Right? Let me see where that is on the chart. Right here. Similar to this. Let's delete it one more time. Right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You can tell a little pokey is ahead. So, same thing over here. Right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now, usually in a structure like this, you don't really break above your previous pivot. That's your previous pivot. Right? That's a 2019 high. You don't break above it, oscillator-wise, not price. Price already broke, but I'm saying oscillator-wise, right? So this is a very good area to get slapped, right here, and go back down. Now, what happens here is we're either going to bounce here and go for our 2021 run, which is more likely, or we're going to die, right? But because the overall structure of the market is bullish, you want to assume that we're going to bounce either at this fib or at the gray zone. So always look at your 3-week or 2-week or monthly. Truth be told, usually what happens when a pattern concludes, I'm giving you guys both scenarios. When a pattern concludes, because this is a pattern from 2018 until now, when this pattern concludes, it resets, bro. It resets and it comes down here, right? It resets like this. It resets like this. The way when this pattern concluded, it reset, right? But again, this is a bullish market all in all, so we might find support at this area over here and then go back up for another new pattern that's going to play out. Excuse me, sorry. I didn't have coffee this morning. Monthly, Aussies. Yeah, it looks good, man. Right? It looks good. We're exhausted. I think the 2021 one should cap us over here. That's when you know to go short. You see this? You go short over here. You go short as high as you can. This had a div. You go short as high as you can to the red. That's how you know that you're officially flipping from bear to bull markets, not trends, markets, right? Like when you get a move up here or crossing up here, you're starting a bear market, right? It's very easy if you have the RSX. Don't forget, guys, the RSX was developed for swing purposes, not for scalps. I just kind of created a scalp strategy around it. This was John's way of getting himself out of bull and bear markets. 2 month, it looks beautiful. If we get an algo exhaustion over here, that's going to be your stamp. 2 week, again, still pointing up north, man. Still pointing up north. This needs to flip. See, it's still pointing up north. There's nothing bearish about this yet, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I don't want to bore you guys with the same shit over and over again. So I really hope that this makes a move and breaks out already, dude. Either break up or break down. Get it over with. This range has been freaking cancer. I don't care what it does. Just do it. Get it over with already. Alright. We're going to go back into scalps. If you see a pattern like this where it connects a head and there's another right shoulder, right pattern, that's probably going to be a 2021 run, a bull run. If this thing does a head over here. And it's going to make 1, 2, 3 tops and then die. So that's what I'm hoping happens in 2021. But until then, guys, I'm short bias, man, for this specific move. I think upside is limited. Excuse me. I think upside is limited. So I want to see us test this little box. And then hopefully at that time when we test this little box between 9.5 and 9.6s, our oscillators are in a good spot to be rejected. And what I will be looking for, by the way, the 15-minute will catch this move. Don't look at your hires because by the time your hires kick in, it's going to already be too late. The 15-minute should catch this move. What I mean by that is like you have an exhaustion, so you have your first top. Wait for your second exhaustion top over here. You're not going to just randomly die from here, guys. There's nothing here. You need to be at a top to die, right? You need to be at a top to die. You need to be somewhere over here, right? Tops. So just wait until you get a move up here. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. I was looking at something else. Yeah, wait until you get a move up here. If you get your beautiful div where this goes a little higher and this gets rejected on here and that's your div, punt your short. Punch your short. But don't forget, guys, we're in a micro bullish market. Or micro bullish cycle, sorry. So be cautious with these shorts, man. Be cautious, guys. I'm not here to I'm trying to help you guys. I don't want you guys to lose money. Be cautious. Trend line is still pointing up, man. You know, it's still pointing up, guys. 5 minute. Bounce. There's your bottom. Slap. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't have a good read on this, man. I don't have a good read on this, man. I apologize. I'm not going to be much help. If you're just looking at structure-wise, this is about to break up. Yeah, this can break in either direction, right? Down or up, whatever the case is, right? But it's a pennant. Pennants could break either 50% up, 50% down, but because we're in a bullish market, usually they break up, right? Let's assume that this is history is gonna repeat itself. But yeah, I want to see what we do when we get up here in this red zone, the red TMAs, and then I'll make a decision. So maybe something like this. Get a small little impulse up, then go back down, and then we'll see if we could get above that high or we reject at that 0.5 or 0.6. So hopefully that makes sense, right? We go up, make a high, come back down, retest it, and then when we go back up, you want to use this as your pivot and hope that the 0.5 or the 0.618 will reject us and go back down. But that doesn't make any sense, right? Because we already came up here so many times. If we get anywhere above 9.6, we're going for like 20,400, 20,500. That does not make any sense. I don't want to sound like I'm a bearish idiot over here, you know? We get above this area, dude, we're flying. We have no business going up here. Supply stepped in already how many freaking times, dude? It knocked us down. There's no reason that we get up there if we're bearish. We get up there, we're bullish. Like legit, we're bullish if we get up there. It is what it is. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's 39 minutes long. I'm sorry. I didn't find much help with the oscillators. But, oh, one more thing I want to show you guys. On your 4 hour, I want you to watch this. Right here. If you see this flip, oh, you guys don't have a freaking swing, man. Jesus, I gotta get this out, but the algo doesn't work well on it yet, man. Oh, you have the scalpel one. So what I'm looking at over here, since we had a head, right? All you need to see is an algo fire. Wait for an algo fire on your 4 hour. Put your alerts. Low band top algo. 4 hour algo MSTX. The reason why I want you to do that is because the minute you have an exhaustion, now you can start looking for the trend. Basically look at your 5 minute and your 10 minute for divs to knock this thing down. Again, I'm telling you guys, the subs are going to call this move. Not the freaking 12 hour and the daily. The subs are going to call this. Everything is primed and ready to flip, but we need the subs. We need divs on the 5, divs on the 10, divs on the 15. We need over-unders on the 15. So if you get your exhaustion on the 4 hour, right away start looking at your 15 to see, are we down here? No bueno. We have to be up here at least with exhaustion. And we have to be up here again with exhaustion. I'm talking about the green line. 5 minute 2. We need a div. A bearish div. Right? While this price is going higher. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Just be careful. And mark that level. Right? That 9596 level, wherever that is. Where did I mark? Yeah. 9596 level. We should not get back above that. Right there. We should not get back above that if we're bearish. If we're bullish, we're going to fly, man. We're going to fly. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. DM me if you have any questions. Sorry that it's long. And I'll talk to you guys in the Discord. Cheers.